Thank you for coming. This is our monthly Sunday gathering, our open day, our feastable, where we share our culture, our teachings, our lifestyle with the world, all of those from Melbourne and surrounding areas. So usually we just ask if anyone has any questions, any things they would like to ask. A member of the Hare Krishna movement, you have my undivided attention. So if there's anything you'd like to know about the culture of Krishna consciousness, or any questions you have about life, the universe, everything, we can try to shed some light. So does anyone have any questions you'd like to?
Do you mind just sharing like the basics? Or
What's that?
just the basics? Like
Just the basics?
the basics, like, yeah, I don't know how to, like, what question to specifically ask, but
The basics of
the culture and, you know, the lifestyle.
Hare Krishna
Yeah,
movement, what we do.
yeah.
And also, what do you worship?
What do we worship? Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, so I'll start with the basics on that. Could go for about 7 hours. Has everyone got time? I'll give you the condensed version. So, the basics, our philosophy is what is called Vedic philosophy. The Vedas are the ancient books of knowledge from India. So in the ancient books of knowledge from India, you can see on the back shelf the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is on all those books which are on the shelf, especially the second shelf. These are like the encyclopedia of spiritual teachings or spiritual understanding. So the principal book in India, based on these ancient teachings from India, it's called the Bhagavad Gita. Has anyone heard Bhagavad Gita? Anyone not heard? Not heard? Well, the Bhagavad Gita is like the Bible in India. It's the ancient book of knowledge which we base our teachings upon. So the basic teaching, or the fundamental first teaching, is to understand the difference between matter and spirit, or the body and the soul. This is where the Bhagavad Gita begins. We need to understand our spiritual essence. When we understand our spiritual essence, then we can reach the meaning of life and we can reach true happiness. Modern Western culture, civilization, is not imparting this knowledge throughout the world. It's become somewhat lost. We see basically these days everything is based on material knowledge. Just like recently we had the very good fortune, we elected the leader of the free modern world. What was his name again? Donald Duck. Donald Duck. Was it?
Donald Trump.
Oh, Donald Trump. Sorry, Donald Trump. So Donald Trump. So we're not hearing enlightened knowledge coming from his mouth at this point in time, unfortunately. The leaders of society should be imparting this knowledge throughout society so that people can understand higher principles. These things are becoming lost in society. They're not common knowledge. It's not being taught. People are not understanding their spiritual essence, but rather they're understanding materialism in its many forms. So basically these days, we get educated and we're encouraged to become materially successful. And Donald Trump, he actually had a saying before he became president a few years ago. One of his mottos was, "He who dies with the most toys wins." So this is just gross materialistic knowledge. But basically the goal of life is just to accumulate as much as you can and to leave a wealthy corpse behind as your soul enters into the next dimension. So this is the nature of the material world. Everything has become very materialistic, and knowledge is materialistic. So the basic understanding, if we follow that path of knowledge, we'll never become happy or satisfied. Because you cannot get happiness or satisfaction simply from material knowledge or material understanding or bodily identification. Once you transcend the body and you understand your spiritual essence, then you can reach actual happiness or everlasting happiness. And that everlasting happiness is spiritual, based on understanding our spiritual essence in our soul. So that is the first teaching of the Bhagavad Gita, to understand the difference between matter and spirit, or the body and the soul. Is that understandable to everyone? Okay, very good. So then the second point, right? That would be the first point. To understand, it's called sambandha. Sambandha means relationship. It means how do we relate, you know? I am the soul. In Sanskrit we call it jivatma. So it means that when my soul steps out of my body, what do we call that?
Death.
Very good, death. So it means death. So it means a lifeless body. The body is lifeless. Without the presence of the soul, it's nothing. As soon as my soul steps out, it's just matter. Like that. But as long as the soul is in there, then everything becomes animated, becomes full of life. So that is called sambandha, or how I relate as the soul to matter, how spirit relates to matter. Right? So matter is dead. There's nothing there. But when the soul is present, then there's life. So that's another, just to stay on the basics. Another point is why the Hare Krishna is vegetarian. That's another question, but that comes into our basic knowledge. Because wherever there is life, we see animation. And we see in plants there is life, there's growth. We see in animals, insects, reptiles, birds, everything. We see aquatics, we see there is life there. That's the essence, that is the nature of the soul. So we are vegetarian because we understand the law of karma, which means that if you inflict unnecessary pain on another living entity, that pain will come back to you in the future. So when you understand that every living entity is spiritual, then you respect every living entity and you do not harm any living entity. Yeah? Just like, what will we have for lunch today? Vegetables, very good. Dal, rice. Vegetarian food. You never come to a Hare Krishna temple and you'll get a Big Mac or a roast lamb, or not possible. Right? So why is that? Because there is karma involved in that kind of food. Because you're violence and killing and unnecessary damage to other life. And therefore you have to receive that karma, for that violence that you have imposed, that will come back to you in the future. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. That is the law of karma. So therefore, we always practice a respect for every living entity. Just like for the Sunday feast today. So we're not going to say, okay, Linda, congratulations, we've chosen you for the feast today.
I'm not going to be sacrificed, no.
Yeah, but you don't have a choice. Yeah, you've come and your number was elected, right? And you have a number on your ear which says 47, and because of that we will slice you up today. That is your number.
Yeah.
That's what happens at the abattoirs, right? Just a number on the ear, and they say, go, that number goes today, and then that will be on the plate. That would be the food for the day. So if we did that to any of you, right, there would be uprising. But we do it every day. The whole world is doing it every day. We're killing all the animals unnecessarily. How many humans are there on the planet? Right, 7 billion roughly. How many animals do we kill per year on this planet? 77 trillion. Yeah, if you go into all the salmon, I mean, it's uncountable actually. So it's where's the justification for this kind of, where is the respect for life? Where is the basic principle of spirituality, which is there? Spirituality means respect for life, right? Not just by words, but by deeds. I don't say, I respect you and, but I'm going to have you for dinner. That's not respect. But that's what we do every day, practically. So this is spiritual knowledge. Sambandha means relationship. That's why we practice this vegetarian type of diet. So then from sambandha, or this basic understanding, then we go to abhideya. Abhideya in Sanskrit means process. So if we are spiritual, then the next question is, what are we created for? Why do we exist? Can anyone tell me, why do we exist? That's a big question, right?
To reproduce.
To reproduce, materially speaking, yeah. I mean, if that's the purpose of your existence, so be it. I'm not saying you, but I'm saying if that's, if people say our only purpose to exist is to reproduce, then there's something far more than that. So what is the purpose of existence?
Be enlightened.
To be enlightened, to serve God. Yeah, those two answers are exactly the same.
To do our karma,
What's that?
to do our karma or duty.
Yeah, I mean, we are doing that. Yeah. That's not the highest purpose, to do our duty. That's one thing we can do while we're here, but that's not the highest level. Okay, so what is the highest purpose why we exist? What is the meaning of life? Why do we exist? Why are we here? Why have we come?
Maybe change, evolution.
Make a change, evolution, yeah. That's nice answers. The basic principle of existence.
He was pointing up.
He was pointing
He's onto it. He's got it.
To move upwards. Yeah. He's an enlightened soul. The basic principle of existence, the reason we exist, the nature of the soul, or the activity of the soul, or the eternal occupation of the soul is seva. Does anyone know this word? In Sanskrit? Seva? No. In English we say service. That's why we exist, to serve. Now if you analyze what all of us are doing every day while we're in this existence, it is service. Right? Just like the parents are serving the children. Right? And then the children serve the parents. Right? And we are working for our society in so many different ways. You know, we do so many different things. It is service. That's what we're created for. But the problem at this point in time is we don't know who we should be serving. Right? And the way society is orchestrated these days, it is primarily based upon serving ourselves. You know, that we become the center of existence. Just like there's one drink which is quite popular in the world these days. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Coca-Cola. Anyone heard? Cool. Yeah, you know. Right. First time in history, actually, this company, like McDonald's, for 50 years just grew. More and more. For the first time in history, in the last 10 years, it's going down. Same as McDonald's. Thank God. Thank Krishna. Why? Because people are becoming enlightened. You know? Coke is not good for you. I don't drink it because I've known for a long time, it's not good. Just like if you lose a tooth, you put it in a glass of Coke, the next morning it's not there. So why would you put that in your stomach? You know, because that means your stomach's not going to be there. It's going to eat everything. It's not healthy for you. So, people these days, they're drinking these kind of drinks. What was the point I was making before I got into Coke? I've lost my train of thought. Service, very good, yeah. So, now I don't know how that relates to Coke, but but there is a connection. I've just got to remember what the connection is.
One of their ads, maybe the slogans.
Yeah, that's very good, thank you. Yeah. So yeah, the slogan of the company is what? It's one word. No one drinks Coke, but I'm very happy about it. You don't know what the slogan is, but it's enjoy. Enjoy Coca-Cola. That's been their slogan for years. So that is what people think these days. We think the purpose of existence is just to enjoy. Just like if you go to America, right, and you meet someone and you say, how you doing? Nice to know you. Where you from? Australia. Where you from? New York. And at the end, usually they'll finish the conversation and they'll say, enjoy. That's the motto of life, enjoy. But we are meant to enjoy, but enjoyment, true enjoyment, or true happiness comes from seva, service.
Comes from where?
Service.
From serving.
Service, yeah, from
And
service.
who are we serving?
I'm getting to it.
Good.
I can't give it to you straight away. Yeah, it is. We're meant for service. That is the reason we exist. Right? And the people you see, if you analyze the world, analyze society, analyze the people you know in your own life, your own experience, the happiest people are the people who are the most selfless, who serve others the most. The people who are into themselves the most are the most dissatisfied. And you see the World Health Organization has said in the last few years, the biggest disease on earth at this point in time is mental disease. People are depressed, they're anxious, they're everything. Why? Because everyone's into themselves. I counsel people all day long. Not all day long, but every day practically. It's my vocation. I'm not a counsellor by definition, but somehow when you become a Hare Krishna monk, you inherently become a counsellor. Because people come to you with their problems all the time. And usually the basic advice I give to everyone is get out of your own existence. If you want to be happy, stop concentrating on yourself. Don't worry about your happiness. Right? Start serving others and you'll find you'll become the most satisfied people. That's why often people say Hare Krishna people look happy. Why we're happy? Because we're not self-absorbed. We don't think about ourselves all the time. Oh, what have I got? What do I need? What do I need to accumulate? How much is my bank balance? All these. We don't think like that. We think, how can we enlighten society so they can live a more meaningful existence? And that makes us happy. Because it's selfless. That is the point of existence. So, Abhideya means why we exist. Why do we exist? To serve. Now, as our good friend has mentioned, what was your name?
John.
John, very good. So as John has indicated, who should we serve? So who should we serve?
God.
Very good, God. Yeah. Who should? Each other, very good.
The universe.
The universe? How do you serve the universe?
Well, I feel like we're all connected.
Yeah, we are.
That's with animals, people.
Okay, yeah, like that. So all the living entities within the
Yeah.
universe. Yeah, very good. Who else should we serve? That's everyone.
Yeah, fellow man.
What's that?
Yeah, fellow man.
Very good. Our fellow men, yeah. All the living entities. Not just humans, but the animals as well. The plants as well. Everything. Right? In the Vedic teachings, the ancient teachings of India, it says that we have 7 mothers. Right? And one of the mothers is the earth. We're meant to serve the earth. Right? And in this part of the world, we're quite fortunate because the Surf Coast Shire are making a push to be the first place in Australia that becomes plastic free. Just like I think there's some festival over in Torquay they have once a year, called Nightjar Market or something. I don't know if anyone's heard of it or like that. But I think that's the philosophy of the market, right? Plastic free. Plastic.
War on waste at night, John.
War on waste, yeah. Is the organiser of the festival here. So. Just giving you a plug. So, yeah, war on waste at Nightjar. War on waste everywhere. This is respect for the earth. If you don't respect the earth, if your mother's not happy, you can never be happy. At least in a traditional culture. These days it's hard to make those statements because society's so dysfunctional. Sometimes we say those statements, but relationships are not traditionally as they were. But if you look at a normal society, a traditional society, the relationship with the mother, if the mothers are not looked after, then you cannot be happy. If the earth is not looked after, society cannot be happy. And if you look at the world these days, a lot of our unhappiness is becoming because we're neglecting the earth. It's going to cause major problems if we don't revert very, very quickly. So that is the purpose of life. It is to serve. So serve who? Ultimately to serve the Supreme, our source, or the Supreme Father. Now in our tradition, I was speaking the other night, I was speaking to some people I met at a function a few nights ago. And they asked me, I said, so what do you guys believe? And I said, well, we're monotheistic. And monotheistic means we believe in one supreme entity. Most people these days say God, like that. We don't say God, but God is like God's the position. Just like in Australia, we have a Prime Minister, that's a position. Then different people can take the position. So God is the position, means the all-powerful entity or being. So yeah, we accept, we believe, that's the essence of our teachings. There is an all-powerful supreme being. However, in our teachings from ancient India, we have definition of the personality who occupies that position. And that our principal name for that person, it had many, many names, but the principal name is Krishna. And Krishna means one who is attractive to everyone. Or means the most beautiful person, the person who has the best qualities, the person that everyone likes. There's probably only one person that everyone likes. And actually not everyone likes him. A lot of people don't like him, but by definition there's only one person. If you got to know him, you would probably like him. I could bet my life on it. I'd be willing to do that. I'd bet my life. That if you did meet him, he's pretty far out. I would imagine. I haven't personally met him yet. Dedicating my words, my thoughts, my deeds to him. So I'm hoping that one day, it pays off. If it doesn't, the food was great anyway. The haircut's cool. Get to go to India every year. That's pretty awesome. So the lifestyle's far out. So yeah.
Has there been discussion about gender? Why we place masculinity on Krishna or God?
I've got, yeah, excellent point. That I'll tie that in now. That's a perfect point. In our tradition, we understand the holistic or complete nature of the Supreme, and you'll see in all of our pictures, not all except for that one, but all the others, you'll see in the principal picture in the middle there, he's with Radha. So the feminine and the masculine are worshipped or adored or respected or loved equally. And just before we're chanting Hare Krishna, so Hare means the feminine energy, that's Radha, that's his best friend, and Krishna means the masculine. So God himself is a male, but we approach him through the female energies. We say Hare first, Hare Krishna. We don't say Krishna Hare. Because you have to go through the soft side first. Feminine energy is softer, more approachable, and more compassionate. So we go to her first. We say, can you put in a good word for us to him? So we don't worship just one or just the other. It's a complete understanding of the truth. So we worship the Supreme Entity. We understand where we come from and what we're connected to and who we're meant to serve primarily. And in our teachings, it gives definition to the person. The person is a blue cowherd boy, which may take some of you a bit of time to get used to. It didn't take me very long to get used to. For some reason, it just clicked. I don't know, from a previous life maybe if I had connection to this, but it just seemed to click very easily. I like the idea of a cowherd boy. He's young, he's not old. You can see in the picture he's young. He's youthful, he dances, he sings, he has picnics, he looks after cows. And that's the kind of guy I would like to hang out with forever. Hands up if it sounds okay. Hands out if it sounds really far out. One guy? Okay. You get a free dessert today. So yeah, that's my understanding. And it's very approachable. And I suppose I've been doing this for nearly 30 years now, and it's as you get older and things in the world, I suppose you could say, dismantle around you in different ways in your own personal life. You go through so many things, and as a planet, as society, I see us going through so many things. It becomes very comforting to me to know that the person who I'm dedicating myself to is just a blue cowherd boy. Very approachable. And I have conversation with him all the time. I can't hear him yet speaking back. But I get something in the heart is there. But it's very comforting. That's who he is. Not like a guy who's sitting on a throne, with a scepter. And you come before him and he says, yes. And you say, and he's like, have you been good? And I say, yeah. So he says, okay, go and sit on cloud 9. This is your harp. Strum. Throw me grapes occasionally into my mouth. He's not really that kind of person. Much more approachable, much more real. Very sweet person. So that is Abhiday. Abhiday means the basic. That's why we're meant to serve. We're meant to serve. And when we serve Krishna or God, which is the point that we're getting for John as well, when we serve, we feel the most complete. If Krishna or God is not within your consciousness, you'll always feel some emptiness which is there, which can be difficult for people because people have a lot of faith issues, a lot of trust issues in modern society, so it can be hard to give faith to that person. A lot of people these days, we don't even believe he exists, which that can be very difficult. Because we've lost so much faith in so many things, and we even question, is there a creator? Can he even be there? And so it becomes difficult. So that's who we're meant to serve. And then when we serve Krishna, then we serve everyone, because we're all children of Krishna. So we see each other as his brothers and sisters, genuinely. Genuinely. We don't have that kind of friction. Wars and friction and problems in society come when we don't see each other spiritually or equally. And when we see each other, we see one of us as being superior to the other. In our teachings, we see each other as being superior to ourselves. So therefore we see ourselves as the servant of the other. And in that way, we can coexist peacefully. So these are the basics. Like I said, I could go for, there's a lot to say in the basics. And then the final goal is, it's called prema. What is the goal of life? The goal of life is prema means love. Love is the purpose of existence. Why do we exist? Only to love. And when you love and you feel love, when you feel loved and when you give love unconditionally, you feel complete. And when you give love to Krishna, to God, unconditionally, you'll do anything, then you feel the most complete. And then you'll automatically serve everyone else like that. So that's the basics. Is that okay? Anything further you'd like to ask? Go ahead.
I think it's really good.
Yeah, that's it. That's Hare Krishna in a nutshell.
Yes, that's good.
It's like Hare Krishna for dummies. It's like I'm just making it as simplistic as we can.
Yeah, it all resonates. So.
Yeah, it all resonates. It's just basic truth. And if you go to any genuine spiritual tradition, it's the same thing. Yeah,
I know a little bit about Krishna, but it was good to get a bit more wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, background.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's where it all comes from.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Why do we shave our heads?
Sorry.
People always ask, why do you shave your heads? So it's all related to this.
Yeah.
You know, why would I have a haircut like this, or I'm not really dedicated to something?
No point half doing in, go all the way in.
Yeah, I've gone all the way. You don't have to go all the way. You can just you can take as much as you like, as much as you feel comfortable with. I just feel comfortable being like this, keeping myself from myself. John?
I am a strong believer in karma, but I don't understand why my karma affects innocent people, the suffering of innocent people. Could you address that for a moment or two?
Yeah. Can you just clarify what you mean?
Well, terrible things happen to people. They haven't happened to me because I'm fond of saying I was born lucky. But that's probably a silly thing to say if you believe in karma, which I do. And I believe that the things cause and effect in my life when I have a few problems, they're usually self-induced. But what about these poor refugees? They're not getting a fair crack of the whip, but it's not really their fault. It wasn't in a past life. If you're going to talk about past lives and that their forebears, the people who were before them, caused them to have such a difficult road to hoe. It's not fair.
Okay. So I understand the question. Does everyone basically understand the gist? Yeah, well done. Okay, so it is fair. No, I'm going to give you a philosophical answer, right? So I know it's going to be hard to palate, hard to swallow. I'm just going to give the answer whether we accept it or don't. That's everyone can choose. It is fair. It's not easy, but it is fair. We have to understand where we originally came from. We don't belong in this world. Right? This is not our home. Our home is another world, which in Christianity they call heaven. Right? In our tradition we call Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha literally means a place without anxiety. Anyone like the sound? Right? It's just on the other side of Caroline Springs. It's a new suburb they're developing. It's called Vaikuntha. And they put big signs up and everyone's like... Except the water doesn't work and there's mosquitoes and people get viruses and so many things. But that's the nature of the world. The nature of this world, we came here by choice. We weren't here originally. We were in the other world, the spiritual world. We came here by choice. So we wanted to use our independence, right, Independence is given to us by Krishna. He gave us independence. Now you can choose what to do. I have independence. That's my phone, right? I can throw my phone over there, I can throw it over there, I can throw it through the window, I can do what I want. I have a certain amount of independence given to me by Krishna. So that's free will, that's choice. I can make choices. So we chose not to live in the spiritual world, having picnics, looking after cows, and just being blissful all the time. Why would we leave that? I don't know, but we did. Why? Because free will, independence. So we wanted to go somewhere else, and we wanted to be our own God. I want to be the center of everything. I want to be the enjoyer. So Krishna said, that's fine. Go to this world, except there's a few characteristic natures of the world that I'm about to send you to. And he says in the Bhagavad Gita, he says, it is Dukkalayam Ashashvatam. Dukkalayam means, it is Dukkha Laya. Just like in India, you have the Himalaya. What does that mean? Yeah, they're the mountain range. Yeah, Laya means like a place or a stan, like a place. Himalaya. So Dukkalaya means place of suffering or misery. So Krishna says, no problem, go and have your free will, enjoy yourself. However, it's miserable down there, but have a good time. So that's where we went. Now, why did he make it like that? To reform us. Because if it was perfect down here, we'd never want to go back. So he gives us so many different problems in this world. Dukkalayam, Ashashvatam. Ashashvatam means temporary. Everything in this world is temporary. So any suffering that you see anyone going through in this life, it is temporary. It doesn't last and last and last. So this body that I'm in now, it is temporary. My body will pass away. I'm 47 now, so it means, maybe another 40 years if that works naturally, maybe. I'll live, and then that's it perishes. So everything is temporary here. That is meant to wake us up to understand that we don't belong here, because we are eternal. So we belong in another world, which is eternal, where no one grows old, there's no birth, there's no death, there's no old age, and there's no disease. Does that sound like a reasonable deal? Okay, you all look pretty happy. So, that's the other world. No one's born, no one dies, no one goes through disease, and no one gets old. Or you can have option B, which means you're born, you die, you get old, and you have disease repeatedly through birth and death. So to say that we did not do, if we suffer in this world, our suffering is because of us. Right? It's for our previous life, and it may be hard to palate, like you said, it's hard to palate, but it's just the fact. I suffer in this life, I'm suffering. No, we all suffer. There's problems, mind has problems, heart has problems, body has problems, Everything has problems, It's the nature of this world. So you cannot escape that. But those problems are caused by me, because I choose to be here. So if you want to spend your time here, accept it. So it's a choice. So philosophically, yes, we are making our choices. So if we choose to re-spiritualize our consciousness and reconnect to Krishna and serve him eternally, he hasn't got a problem. He can just say, yeah, come back now. After the feast, we have a bus, just get in it, we'll take you back. But we're not ready, that's the point. We want to stay here and do our independent things. You want to drink Coke and eat McDonald's and go to the MCG and sit in the rain and watch Collingwood play Essendon. Yeah. Oh my God, Collingwood lost again. Oh, Nathan Buckley's life is falling apart. Oh, their photos, like he's... It's just a game, man. It's like everyone's all this pressure. They're not winning. Kill him. How can it's just a game. Like we play soccer here sometimes. We have retreats and we all get out and play soccer. But we don't. At the end of it, I don't lay on the ground like, oh, we lost. It's a game. We're just having some fun. People have lost touch with reality these days. So it's the nature of this world. So yes, the answer is we are causing our suffering. And when you take responsibility, you don't suffer anymore. As long as you don't take responsibility, you have to suffer. So, any other question?
It's gonna look, is there truth in saying through suffering there's growth? Like once we suffer, we grow from that?
Once again, that's free will or choice. Yeah, if you make the choice. You see some people, they go through suffering and they do the same thing again.
Exactly.
You got kids, right?
Right, I've got one.
You got one, yeah, right. So, sometimes she does something silly and then you see her the next day and she does the same thing again. And you're like, didn't you learn? right, you think like that, right?
Yeah.
So imagine Krishna looking at all of us.
Yeah.
Right, he's looking down and he's thinking, really? You're going to do that again? Like, you want to mess your life up again? We get so many opportunities. So suffering should make us reform and should make us improve our choices, but it unfortunately doesn't always do that. So everyone's going to make their choice.
That's why I keep receiving the same karma until the lessons learned. Yeah.
More or less, until you make the choice.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, so we're vegetarians, like, not just in a sentimental way, we are committed.
Yeah, I'm vegan. I just decided after 4 years of being vegetarian, I
Yeah.
turned vegan.
Now you've gone vegan. Yeah, so it's
I'm
nice.
quite proud of it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I applaud you. So, I've been following this vegetarian way of life for, a long time. Right? And it's not a sentimental thing. It's like, I'm just doing it because, it's better for my health and this and that. Right? Because I respect other living entities. I respect life. And I would never harm another living entity unnecessarily. So therefore we make those choices to be like that. So this is a choice. Everyone's got free will. Right? And some people say, well, I can't do this and I can't do that. No, we all do. We have free will. You can make your choices. You can live your life as you choose to. Within the parameters of it.
I think it's okay to eat eggs. Is it okay to eat eggs? I think it would be.
We don't, because just before you saw my wife came in, she put a screen up, and then we did an offering to Krishna. So we have the pictures of Krishna, pictures of God. And before we eat Hare Krishna food, we do an offering. And we offer the food to God, to Krishna first. And it becomes sanctified or blessed. It becomes purified and it has spiritual energy because it's touched directly by Krishna himself. And then it's called prasad in Sanskrit. Sometimes people ask me, why does the Hare Krishna food taste special? That's why. Because we offer it to Krishna, and then God himself touches it first, he accepts it. So he says in the ancient teachings, he doesn't eat eggs. The eggs are, they're the, should I say it nicely or say it?
Say how it is.
Say it.
Hands up if you want factual. Hands up if you want nice. Okay, factual has it. So it's the menstruation of the chicken. Okay, that's what it is. So it's a transformation of flesh. It's a womb of the chicken. So that's why we don't offer it, because we cannot offer it to Krishna, because he says, I don't eat that, then we don't eat it either. So we don't take it. Any other questions? Madam? Oh, sorry, sir.
Do you know much about Hinduism? Or not really?
Yeah, I do.
I was just wondering about the difference between Hare Krishna and Hinduism, and how Hinduism is many gods and Hare Krishna is one god, and how it seems like Hare Krishna might have stemmed from Hinduism, but I don't really know anything about the difference between the two.
How it all connects.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question. So on the earth at the moment there are 5 major religions. There is Hinduism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, and my brain just slowed down. Now it just spread up again. Judaism. They're the 5 major religions. So what we call Hindu is one of the 5 main. Arguably it's the biggest. Yeah, it depends who's giving you the Wikipedia analysis. Everyone will give their own opinion. Probably depends who writes the article. So some people say it's the biggest. It's one of the main religions on the earth.
Yes.
One of the oldest one.
One of the oldest, yeah. One of the oldest. Probably the oldest, but yeah. It's
Probably the oldest one.
yeah, it's very, very ancient. So I am technically I'm a part of Hinduism. Technically. Hare Krishna is part of what we call Hinduism. Although I've never, for the years I've been practicing, I've never thought of myself as a Hindu. But if you define who and what I am, my philosophy and faith is within the broad spectrum of Hinduism. As you said, there are many gods in Hinduism. You go to the temples, there's
Hanuman.
Hanuman, very good. Hanuman, Ganesh, Shiva, Ram, so many are there. That's called pantheistic or pantheon, which means there's so many gods. We're monotheistic, as I said. So to understand it, we would be the monotheistic branch of Hinduism, where we believe there's one supreme entity.
Yeah.
How to understand the other gods? The other gods are cabinet ministers within the...
Vishnu. Cabinet Minister of Vishnu.
Yeah, very good. Within the cabinet of God.
Yeah, Vishnu.
Indra is the rain god. Yeah, Krishna is a coward boy. He doesn't, how much rain should Bamber get today? Krishna's like thinking, I'll give them 28 meals today. Like, he just gives it to Indra. He said, you take care of it. Right. So these are all the cabinet ministers. So all these other gods, they're like, we call them demigods or demigods, like that. Now the word Hindu, it's not Sanskrit, it's not Vedic, it's a modern word. And when the Mughals invaded India, around about 1200 years ago or so, India was dominated by Islam for a long time. The Mughals came in from the Persian countries and they took over India for a long period, many centuries. So when they came in, as they were crossing, they came down through Afghanistan. So they were crossing the Indus River, which is just below the Himalayas. And when they got there, and everything on that side was the subcontinent of India, so they said everyone on that side of the river was an Hindu, because they lived on the other side of the Indus River. So that's where the word Hindu came from. So it's just a geographical term, which was founded by the Mughals when they invaded. They said they're the Hindus, because they didn't understand the culture or the practices. So that was the Hindus, and then now it's become the mainstream word for anything which take place in India, which is spiritual or... Yeah, that's where the word comes. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a geographical term. So yeah, technically I'm a Hindu, but I never think of myself as a Hindu, and it doesn't really have a meaning. So technically you would call me a Vaishnava. I'm in the Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya, within the Rupanuga line of the Saraswat path, which is in the modern days called the Hare Krishna movement. So everyone just says, we're the Hares. But if you go back technically to what I am, my technical term, if you met me, you'd say he's part of the Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya, which means the spiritual family coming from that tradition. And I'm a Rupanuga, which means I'm a modern follower of one of the great saints in the last 500 years. And then I'm a Saraswat, which means a particular guru who was about 100 years ago. And yeah, now it's ISKCON or the Hare Krishna movement. So that's, or you can call me Hindu, or you can call me whatever you want, I really It doesn't mean anything. Shakespeare said, a rose by any other name still smells as sweet. So it doesn't matter. You can call me Hindu or Hari or Buddhist or whatever you want to call me. And if you actually look at it, I'm a Christian. I am a Christian because I follow Christ. I follow his teachings. I was brought up that way. Not loosely, not like I was heavily indoctrinated, but I was brought up as a Christian. And I would say I follow the teachings of Jesus more than most people. Even people who call themselves Christians, I would say I probably follow them more. I'm a Buddhist, because whatever the Buddha taught, I follow. I follow the teachings of the Quran, the correct teachings of the Quran, the godly teachings. So I suppose I'm a Mohammedan or an Islam follower. And I suppose I'm a Hindu because I'm within the Hindu. And I'm probably a Jew because I follow all the good stuff in the Old Testament. So you can call me whatever you want.
It's like communism, you take the truth from a bit of everything.
No, we take if something is true, we follow and accept that.
Yeah.
And if something's not true, we don't follow it. So you look in all the ancient traditions, there's truth in all of them, so we follow that. So. Someone had there.
I would phrase the question, but if someone was to say Hare Krishna is a Western version of Hinduism, would that be misrepresenting because it's not? Or
Yes.
It seems to be more Western oriented in the sense where you see Hare Krishnas, as you say, in the universe. Quite often it's a Western representation. Is that incorrect?
Yeah, it's incorrect because our registered name, we're called the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Everyone just calls the Hare Krishnas because we're always up and down the streets all over the world. You know, under the Eiffel Tower, we're like, Hare Krishna. So everyone calls the Hare Krishnas. But our actual name is the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And we're international. Like most of our members are actually in India. Like we've got 1 million plus or something in India. You know, and then around the world. So to say that we're Western, we're not really Western, we're international. But we're the modern, you could say we're the modern representation of the ancient teachings. Prabhupada, who's the founder of the Hare Krishna movement, he brought it to America in 1965. So what he did was amazing. It was, you know, he brought an ancient tradition, an ancient way of life, teachings, lifestyle, you know, dress, you know, he brought the whole thing and he implanted it in modern Western civilization, which is very difficult to do actually. If you look historically, anyone who's tried to do a similar thing throughout the ages usually have to come in killing people. That's how they actually implant something into another. You know, when the Mughals went into India, you know, arguably the biggest massacre in history. And same, you know, like the Spanish Inquisition and, you know, wherever they want to go somewhere. You know, when the Spanish went down to South America, you know, it was a slaughter, you know, to put the cross there. They had to like, so we didn't do that. It's actually amazing what he did. Because he's implanted all over the world now. He's got, you know, guys like me, born in Melbourne, who used to, you know, barrack for Collingwood. You know, running up and down Swanston Street in robes going, hurry, hurry. It's like, that's pretty amazing. So, and he, you know, there was no violence involved or anything like that. So, you know, he brought it out of a message of love, a message of goodwill, and he managed to do something quite amazing. So yeah, we're kind of like the modern version or the modern implementation of an ancient tradition like that. And these days we don't emphasize so much the externals. You know, as Hare Krishna kind of grows, there's less emphasis on the externals. You don't have to dress, you don't have to shave your head, you don't have to wear a particular way. You know, it's about your internal cultivation of the ancient tradition. That's really what that's what's being emphasized more and more. Like that. I mean, I still dress like that. I mean, today I didn't dress so much like that. But, you know, if you see me, like Dial's dressed with the dhoti and everything like that. Nice doll. Makes me feel really good. So, but yeah, like if I go to the temple in Melbourne, I'm teaching and everything, you know, to our congregation, then I'll dress like in the traditional like that. So, good question. Any other question? Yes, sir.
This one's asked, I was thinking recently about the way insurance, modern day version of insurance, relates to karma. So, and I'll be a bit more specific. So, if you work in society or even driving a car, you're encouraged to get at least third-party insurance. So, I was just thinking about, because you know, other domains I work in, you need public liability, or you're encouraged to get public liability insurance and things like this. And I was just thinking, how does that relate to karma? Because in the sense that from my following the philosophy of karma, there's actions that I've sowed in the past, in this life and in the past life, and they're going to fructify in some way. How does, if I get insurance and I go in my car, have a smash, the insurance company pays. But if I didn't get insurance, would I still have that smash? And there's other examples too, like public liability, I'm thinking, and things like that.
So you need me to advise you whether or not you should have insurance.
No. I just mean, I guess my question is, if I get the insurance, is it just prolonging the karma's going to come back in another way? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Karma is something which is unavoidable. Unavoidable. So it's just like gravity is unavoidable. Right? That's gravity. Right? Unavoidable. You can say, I don't believe in gravity. Or people say, I don't believe in karma. Right? Doesn't mean anything. You don't believe in gravity, it doesn't mean anything. Jump off a cliff, I don't believe in gravity. As I'm falling down this cliff, about to hit the ground, I don't believe, it doesn't mean anything. So karma's the same. And so I believe and I don't believe, it doesn't mean anything, it's going to happen. I have insurance. The Hare Krishna movement has insurance, big insurance. Like for this property, we have $20 million worth of public liability insurance, right? Because if someone comes here, walks across the ground and breaks their leg and then falls down and smashes their head and then they're dead, like that, then, we want to be insured for that. It's the nature of the modern world. So yeah, we have insurance because that's just the way the modern world works. You wouldn't have done that in the past, it wouldn't have been necessary, but these days it does. So we have insurance, but I have insurance, I have car insurance. Recently, my wife made me take out, what do you call it? Home insurance. What's that called? Content insurance, yeah, content insurance. So recently I had it because we live in a bushfire prone area. So, she made me take out You have to take it. Not quite like that. Is she in the room? So, she asked me to take out like that, so I took out that, for peace of mind and like that. But, our main faith is in karma. What is going to happen is going to happen. Whether you have insurance or don't. I mean, people had insurance when Black Saturday happened. It took them years for it to get paid out. Some people didn't get paid out properly. So, I mean, really the world works as it's going to work. What you're going to get is what you're going to get. So, get insurance, but it's not what you're going to get, what you're going to get anyway. So, clarification, is that what you...
Yeah, I guess my further question is, if I have that car crash, I've prevented
The point is, don't worry about these things. The point is, live your life trying to understand your spiritual essence and your relationship with Krishna, and don't worry about all that stuff. Because what's going to happen is going to happen. I just wake up in the morning and I think, throw at me what you will, because it's going to happen anyway. And I've got no, just like a friend of mine was surfing up at up near Byron Bay. Just trying to think the name of the beach. Starts with K, just up from Byron.
Kingsley.
Yeah, Cabramatta. Yeah. So you're serving at Cabramatta. Yeah, a good friend of ours. Serving Cabramatta. So he hadn't surfed there before. Went down. Was watching everyone. There's a particular rock. The break was going over the rock. So he's watching how all the surfers handle it. So some guys going around, some going front. So sussed it out. Got in. Went down. Was going towards the rock. Just made a misjudgment. And then landed on the rock. The rock just went straight into his gluteus maximus. He had like a hole where he could shove a piece of gauze. That's what they did when they took him to the hospital, put a piece of gauze, like a whole thing just right up in there. And that was going to happen. So, he could have not gone surfing that day, he might have done something else, but if that hole was going to be put into his gluteus maximus, that hole was going to be put into his gluteus maximus. That's life. So you don't have to worry about those things. Just let that, let the universe or Krishna take care of that. You just worry about your spiritual life and your devotion. So just get insurance and just say, whatever the hell's going to happen is going to happen. Just like a friend of mine recently, he lost his job. He was quite well position in a corporation. He was the head accountant within the corporation, so he's quite high, big wage, making a lot of money. And a couple of the guys under him were cheating. They were, taking money from the corporation. So when it was found out, they called him in because he was the head accountant of, the 6 accountants. And they said, well, these guys, so immediately his job was terminated. So he lost his job instantaneously. And he said, yeah, it's fair enough because, I wasn't doing it. So he had a lot of money because he'd been well set up. And he thought, well, maybe this is an arrangement by Krishna, by God. So now I'm just going to, he's about 50. So I thought, I'm just going to go to India. I'm just going to retire now. I'm going to go to India and just absorb myself fully in spiritual life. So he went to have a checkup at the hospital, get a full medical examination before he went. When they examined his heart, his heart was 90% blocked. So he had to have a quadruple bypass. Like the next day, they said, listen, you're going to die in a week if you don't have this. So he chose to have the operation, and because he had the top level of insurance, his payout was $400,000. He was already rich, but the operation was successful, he's perfectly fine. They gave him 400 grand. He said, well, now I'm going to India, as I was anyway, with 400 grand in the bank, extra. So karma just works as it's going to work. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Good stuff's going to come, bad stuff's going to come. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, he says, be equipoised. In other words, don't worry about it. It's like, we live in Australia, right? We live in Melbourne, which is known to be, weather-wise, it's crazy. And we live in Canberra, which is like, it's like 10 Melbournes put together. Weather's crazy here. You don't know what's going to happen. It's been amazing the last week. But I don't even worry about it. I just get up in the morning, it's like, if a bushfire's going to come or it's not going to come, you don't worry about those things. You're sensible. You make your plans, you live your life pragmatically, but you don't worry about these things because what's going to happen is going to happen. So, is that okay? Any other question?
Do you have like gatherings often, or maybe what the word would be? Only like how people go to church every Sunday. Like
Yeah.
Christians. Do you have something like that?
Here?
Yeah.
At this place? We do this once a month. We have this gathering once a month, like an open day once a month. Those of us who live here, we weekly get together. Like we get together in hand. So you're welcome to come and join us anytime you want. We run retreats regularly. If you want to be on our retreat mailing list, just go into the shop, put your email, you've already done it, so I'll put you on our list. Our next retreat's in about 2 weeks. We're doing a women's yoga retreat.
Bhakti yoga?
What's that?
Bhakti yoga?
Or every yoga. Hatha yoga, bhakti yoga. We're just going to throw it all in one weekend.
Yeah, I've tried that breathing.
Pranayama. So we do retreats, we do this. We have a gathering in Torquay once a month as well. And if you want us to do more, ask us, we'll do it. We're already working hard, but if you want more, we'll do more. People always come and say, can you do this, can you do that? Yeah, okay.
Give it a whirl, why not?
So if you want something, just tell us, we'll do it.
Cool.
Whatever you need or want then. Any other question?
Just returning before about karma, and John was mentioned about when he sees other people suffering, and we can sort of be philosophical about our own suffering and go, well, that's our karma, but how should we look at other people's suffering? I mean, we can understand, yes, it's their karma, but we still need to show compassion for them. But how do we show true compassion?
Well, true compassion means we try to bring them back to Krishna.
Impart knowledge to them.
Yeah, give them knowledge, give them the spiritual food which has been blessed, because that makes their brains more pure, and give them spiritual knowledge, and give them the chanting. The chanting evaporates all your karma. So, just give them all those things.
So in terms of the refugees, because sometimes we might not be there to give them prasada, but at least I suppose when we're chanting in the streets and hope that they hear it, but we just have, I suppose, show compassion. We don't just go, well, that's your karma,
Yeah, we try and do as much as we can for the world. Does anyone know who the biggest food relief organisation in the world is? Who feeds more people on this planet every day more than any other organisation? Does anyone know who it is? Number one?
Could be the Salvation Army.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But I found out about 6 months ago it's actually us. I didn't even realise it. But we feed 1.2 million people every day on this planet. We feed 800,000 meals in India alone every day in the Hare Krishna movement, which is also, the government sponsors a lot of it. They give us the money, we do the feeding. So we're trying to change the planet, one meal at a time, one karma-free meal at a time. So we're doing what we can. Like that. It doesn't matter how much we do. Everyone says, "Oh, can you open another restaurant?" Yeah, okay, we'll open another one. Can you do this? So we're doing as much as we can to spread these teachings. Any other question?
Do you hold yoga sessions?
What's that?
Do you hold yoga classes at all here?
Not hatha yoga. Yeah. Hatha or physical yoga is not our tradition.
Okay.
Our tradition is the chanting,
Yes.
what we did before, that's our yoga. You know, we all dance and chant around, and then that's our yoga. The word yoga means connection or union. In English we say union. So yoga means union or connection. So to connect ourselves to Krishna or to God. So the point of yoga, the physical exercise, to make your body healthy so your mind's more peaceful, so then you can meditate more on Krishna or God. But these days they don't teach those things in the classes. You just do the yoga, the physical stuff, and they say that's it.
We went at with a place in Torquay called Yoke, and they teach us the vinyasa, like moving the breath with the body, and awareness and setting an intention for each practice. So there's one place that actually teaches that mindfulness along with yoga. And, yeah, I could go more into depth. But
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the beginning.
yeah.
Yeah, pranayama means breath control. So from asana, or moving your body, then you also regulate your breath. Once again, it all leads to, there's 8 levels in yoga, and the final is called samadhi. Samadhi means when the mind is fully fixed on one point, which means Krishna or God. So yoga's meant to lead towards that. But usually these days they don't teach us these things, they just kind of teach us the physical and then... Any other questions? Very good questions today. Very enlightened audience. I feel very fortunate to have all of you here in our home. So come anytime you want. This is your home now. You can walk in. We'll give you the keys for the door. We actually don't lock the doors here, so you can just come in. So feel free to come. And thank you so much for coming. Is anyone hungry today? Okay, 2 people at the back, that's good. So you 2 can go into the next room, the rest of you will see you next time. No, we'll go into the next room and then we'll have a nice vegetarian meal. So, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.